Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Julie, and with the help of my husband Justin, who you'll see in a few minutes, we are full-time resellers. So this is video 2 in our June series to increase sales with consistency. So we're trying to give ourselves an amazing June. In the past, June has always been very slow for us. So we're trying to turn our worst month into one of our best months. So we have 3 full days done. Today is June 4th in the morning. So let's go over some of the stats. In the last 3 days, we've listed 62 items. We're trying to do 20 a day, but yesterday we accidentally did 2 extra. And we've sold 42 items in that same period. So we're averaging 14 sales a day, which I absolutely love. Quickly, we'll go over I picked 5 items that we sold in the last 3 days to talk about. I sold 2 different pieces. One of them was actually a set of the Fallsgraf Yorktown dishes. I'll put a picture of it up on the screen right there. I had just grouped together the teapot, the coffee pot, and the sugar and creamer, and it sold for $44.99. We made a $34.45 profit, and then I sold this salt jar for $26.99, and we made a $20.34 profit. So that brings our grand total of the $50 Fallsgraf buy, after I subtract the cost of goods of the whole $50 I've already subtracted from the number. We're at a $281.47 profit. And I would say we probably have at least maybe like 14, 15 listings still up. So that's great. Okay, back to the sales. All right, this was the best sale. If you follow me on Instagram, I put a post about it. When we were away for our anniversary trip, we came back and showed the video of what we bought. But we bought a pair of wrestling shoes that ended up being very expensive because, like, hard to find and vintage style wrestling shoes can be worth big money. So these were Nikes. We paid $8.99. They were actually in the store for $11.99, but we were there on a Tuesday, and the Goodwill gives 25% off to veterans on Tuesdays, and Justin's a veteran. They sold for $197 and some cents. You'll see the picture on the screen of it, and we made a $153.98 profit. Amazing sale that helped kick the month off, and Justin got that sale on his birthday, so happy birthday to him. These Lily Pulitzer just leggings were a great find. I just got them at the bins on Friday. They sold for $50. Sorry, we paid $119 by weight, and we made a $37.92 profit. And I sold my first item from my house. See previous video where I get to go garage selling at my most favorite house. They were the Sperry, I think they're called Liberty, floral boat shoes. They sold for $26.99. I had a $3 buy cost, and we made a $19.08 profit. And I did want to update you also, if you remember many videos back, the huge free church haul where we went and took all the extras from a church sale. We are up to a $364.61 profit from that church sale. So I wanted to talk about how I feel about the challenge. I'll put my checklist up on the screen right now. I have a copy of it here in my hand. But to recap, I'm relisting 2-month-old items, photographing every day, listing 20 items, cross-listing those items on Poshmark, sharing to the Posh limit, working on my draft bank. I have 9 items in my draft bank so far, so that's exciting because I normally have a big fat 0 in my draft bank. Pulling a minimum of 2 items from my death pile a day, and actually I have probably already listed, I would say, maybe 12 to 14 items from my death pile. Resetting the eBay room for the next day, planning out my day, for the following day. So the first day, this challenge kicked my butt. It happened to fall on Justin's birthday and on a garage sailing day. I got up at 6:15. We weren't back from garage sailing till 12:31. I quickly iced his birthday cake. We sung happy birthday in the afternoon. I went down to try to get, as much work done as I could, but I also was making him a special breakfast for dinner for his birthday, including like homemade waffles, a homemade like from scratch berry sauce where I was cooking the berries down, bacon, like homemade hash browns, all of this. He of course kept yelling and saying, "You don't need to do it." But I was like, "No, it is your 50th birthday. I am making you this." Then in the midst of trying to do all this stuff, we sold something on Poshmark, and we had previously sold it on eBay, and I had to cancel it, which you don't get. There's no like defects in Poshmark. So it's not a big deal, but it upsets me. So all of a sudden I decide that I have to inventory my entire Poshmark closet right then and there. So I had to open every single listing, because it's not like eBay where it has like, you could sort by SKU number or something. It doesn't work that way. So I had to open every single listing, go find the SKU number, find it in the box, and make sure it was there. Well, we ended up with 5 items total that were listed, including the one that I had to cancel, that were already sold on eBay. So now I feel better that my Poshmark closet is all up to date. But we added all of the stuff on that checklist and inventorying our entire Poshmark closet, garage sailing for like 5 hours, making a birthday dinner. Holy crud, I did not finish till I think it was 9:30, 9:45 at night, something like that. But I was not failing on the first day. And I slept really well. Day 2 was a little better. We went to 99-cent day at the Goodwill. I spent like my whole day working on the business. I think it was like 6:30ish maybe. I was done. All I had left to do was cross list on Poshmark, so I did better. And then yesterday, I really did well. I could not sleep. I was out of bed by 6:15. I packed we had 39 orders total going out. I think 30, just maybe like 6 or 7 of them are weights. So everything else was mine. I got it all packed before we had to leave for the Salvation Army to be there for 9. Did the Salvation Army, came home. I bought a huge tote of Fisher-Price Loving Family Dollhouse people and furniture for $20 over the weekend at a garage sale. So I listed all of that. I hung up stuff, got the room all situated for the next day. I listed some old items. I put stuff in drafts. I did everything I need to do on my checklist, and I was done by 4:30. I was so excited. And then we got to go to a church carnival / flea market, which will show you some of the things we got there in a minute. See, I told you he would be here later. So yesterday was 99-cent day at Salvation Army. And right before we left, I was sitting in the living room with our daughter, Brooke, and Good Morning America was doing like a Father's Day segment and like best gifts. And one of the things was like Viore sweatshirts and clothes. And I turned to Brooke and I was like, I have never found Viore. It's like on my Bolo, which is be on the lookout list. I was like, it's like the new Lululemon, but it took me like years to find Lululemon. It was practically getting unpopular by the time we started finding it in the thrifts in Pennsylvania. So I was like, it'll probably be at least another year till I find Viore. So, cut to this clip of me and the Salvation Army.
I didn't just find Viore. I found Viore for 99 cents. I guess people don't know what it is. I just happened to look at the button because of the style of the pants. I cannot believe it. My first time.
So, here they are in person. My Viore pants. They had them for only $4.99. So obviously I would have picked them up for $4.99, but they were marked down to 99 cents. They're like a rip stop. From what I looked up, they seem to sell for like 40, 45. I don't know what size they are. I have not like looked around how their tags work, if it's the same as Lulu and they have like a rip tag and you have to look for a hidden size. No idea. Haven't ventured in that much, but let me tell you, this was so exciting. It was right up there with the Johnny Was that I found like a month or 2 ago. Just these brands that you hear people talk about that we never find. So of course, guys, I find something, I get so excited, and this one over here has to show me up every single time. So he's going to tell you what he found, and he paid up for it, but you'll see why.
Okay, I found this all-clad. It's like a gold 9x13 pan, and I really only picked it up. Well, it's all-clad, obviously, and it is like a heavier weight, but the gold really caught my eye, so I decided to look it up, and there were none listed. So at first I was like, oh, well, maybe this isn't anything. But then I went to the solds and found that there were, I think, 9 solds.
I'll put the solds
Yeah.
right here.
And they were at least $100 or more. So it was $29.99 that we paid for it, but it seems like it will be well
I
worth
feel like
it.
a lot of the solds were like 140-ish.
Yeah,
more, so.
they were
Yeah.
at least 100, but
Yes,
yeah, more.
More closer to 150.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, also with none being listed currently. You know,
I mean, I might even put
yeah.
it for like 170, 190. I don't know yet. I'll have to see. But crazy. I mean, it's like they priced it up to 30, so it's like they kind of knew, but maybe that was just based on all clad, because all clad is very expensive, and not that that was a special kind of all clad. All right, so now we're going to quickly show you, we got some really cool things, some vintage Barbie items yesterday evening at a church sale flea market.
Okay, I got a bag of these vintage little people figures. These are probably from like the 70s.
I know I had one of them,
Yeah.
the barn, when I was little. I actually have sold off the animals from my barn from when I was little.
So these older ones are definitely something to look out for. They do sell. We've had them on and off that we got from the bins.
The price fluctuates. I mean, we've sold them for big money at times. This time I looked it up. I feel like maybe that grouping, 30-ish. I have to do more research. Don't quote me on it. It could be way more, could be way less.
The bag was $2.50, so should be well worth it.
Yep. All right, so the first thing I found when we got there, oh, sorry, it's heavy, is this Pittsburgh iron. I love grabbing Pittsburgh irons. We sell them all the time. Normally, they sell in like the 45 to 55 range for like the villa wear. If you get like an old Palmer, it can go like the 65 plus range. Got this Pittsburgh maker. Do not ask us how to spell it. It's Vitantonio. Okay, you can't ask me how to spell it. I just spelled it. I meant how to say it. Whatever. The point is I grabbed this for $2 because I was like, oh, $5 flip, sure. Apparently, this is a very good one, and the comps are like 75 to 100, and on top of it, super clean, which is our favorite. We hate when we have to clean them forever. Is it the handle? I don't. Yeah, the handle's a little loose, but it has a screw on it, so I'm hopeful that we can fix it. If not, I will just disclose it. But I don't really think you should be carrying it around by the handle anyway, and it latches. It has like a latch here to keep it when you're working on it. So that was an awesome find. It is a little sticky on the bottom. All right, what's up next for you?
All right, I found a golf club. It is a tailor-made putter, so I really don't pick up golf clubs very often. I recently got a bunch of the bins, and none of them had sold, so of course.
Ironically, we're like he's walking down the road carrying the golf club, and I was like, you bought a golf club? I was like, you just bought a bunch of the bins like a month ago, and none of them have sold. We get in the car, and guess what happens? One of the golf clubs sells. So
it was $1. I mean, I'll probably list it for maybe $25 and hope to get in the $20 range, so not bad.
All right, this is an item that I just took a chance on. It was only $3. The weird part is the bottoms say Anthropology, spelled like Anthropology, the company, on the cups, but the teapot says Julie needs to get new bifocals. Kotobuki, San Francisco, made in Japan. I don't know. But there's 4 cups, though. One has a crack in it, so I'll probably sell with 3. But look at these adorable owl, like mini teapot sake sets. And then someone had the teapot in 2 cups listed for $44.99. I was really struggling to find stuff on it. Then there's also the totally cute salt and pepper shakers. I did find, I think it was a sold one of these for $28.99. So was that 5, 6, 7 of those pieces were $3. So I figured I had to grab them. They were just too cute. All right, your last item?
Okay, I saw this roaster. It was like under a table, and they had it priced up to $14. and it looked like a Magnolite, but it's obviously Farberware. And Julie opened it and said it looks like it's brand new.
Yeah,
like
it's
it
still all
maybe was
wrapped in the
never
padding
used.
and
Yeah,
paper.
so
I mean, plastic.
there were a couple used, really rough shape looking ones that sold for what, in this $70 range. So it seemed like
100-ish at
yeah.
least. I'll have to see what I end up listing it for, but yeah, so not too bad. Especially a new item that, you know, we literally just take a picture of the outside of the box
Yeah,
and
don't have to clean
list
it.
it. Yes,
And
it's not going to break during shipping, so 14 into around 100. Heck yeah. All right, and then the last items, here, you can hold that one up for me and I'll grab this box here, are vintage Barbie items. So this bed was, I think, $250. I feel like I've sold this bed before. And funny, I had a bed that looked like that when I was little. Same color and everything. Oh yeah, it was $250. It's got its little hanging price tag. So that was $250. Then I grabbed, guys, for the profession that we do, this is just too cute. It's a Barbie post office. You hold that up. It has the mailbox, the little mail cart. It even has a stinking cute scale that moves when you put stuff on it. Tons of the original letters. It had like a stamper set, so you could have actually like stamped it, like return to sender and things. Obviously that's dried up. I think this was $3, yes, for the whole post office set. It's not worth tons. I think maybe like 20-ish, 25, but how could I leave that behind? I grabbed this little vanity. They had it with this stool, but the stool does not go. It goes with another set. I paid $1 for the vanity. I was surprised. I think the vanity comps were like 20 to 25. And then the last set is this vintage kitchen. It's from 1987, I do believe. So here's the stove. Here is the fridge, or the shelf's going to fall out at me when I open it. The fridge. I know, you're like, how many hands do you think I have? The oven, dishwasher. The stool went with that. And then in the box are a bunch of the little food items. I think I paid $250 or... No, it was $3. It was $3 for this box full, which was the entire kitchen set. So the post office was $3. This box full of kitchen stuff was $3, and then the vanity was $1. So in total, what did you say we spent for everything? I asked you last night. It was $12.
It was $20 and $12.
So we spent $32 total for all of this, and I mean, we have 2 items here alone that will sell for $100. So good church sale. All right. So how do you think the challenge is going?
Well, as far as weights, I don't know if it's a fluke or if it is from listing every day, but we've been selling weights, so I guess we'll see if that holds up.
Which is cool, because then he packs them.
I've been doing 3 to 4 listings a day and probably selling 3 to 4 a day. So
nice. I personally have found that I have gotten up earlier, which adds productiveness to my day. Like in my old life, back when I was a baker, I would get to work between 4 and 5 every day. So at the latest, I woke up at 4 a.m. I normally was in bed by like 9:30 p.m., something around there. And then just as time evolved, especially after Brooke graduated, I guess, and she was off like last summer, I started like staying up later and sleeping in more. And I just feel like by getting up earlier, I get so much more done, because I naturally like feel like in the evening, excluding like doing computer work, like cross listing and stuff, like I just mentally want to be done. And so obviously if I don't get to work till like 10 a.m. to like 11 a.m., that gives me a very short workday window. So I'm happy about getting up earlier. I'm trying, like last night we went into bed by 2. 2? Wow. Okay, let's try that again. Last night we went into bed by 10, but we both woke up at 2. It was like we had a party at 2 a.m. We were both wide awake, doing what you're not supposed to do, going on our phones. I know you thought I was going to say something else. We were on our phones, like, and just both wide awake. I ended up coming out into the living room at like 3 something. I kept saying I should just go down and photograph, but I was willing myself to fall back asleep again. Finally at 4, 4:30, was it? Yeah, like 4:30ish, because I thought to myself, oh, I can like sleep for 2 more hours. I fell back asleep again. But yeah, just trying to get a better system of getting up early, going to bed early. You know, we've been doing a good job of trying to keep the kitchen clean, you know, getting the dishwasher loaded, you know. I'm trying to reset the rooms. My original plan was I wanted to like have like a half an hour in the morning and a half an hour in the evening dedicated to house, and that has not happened. But we have been doing a pretty good job of keeping it like well, like done. You know, it's just kind of spread out here and there. So maybe as I get more into it, as we get the draft bag built more, that will help us out some. But overall, very pleased with how it's going. I was telling them, you weren't here, that we're averaging 14 items sales a day, which is great. That's where I feel like that's where we were before things started to slide at like the second half of last year and things got slower. We were at about 14 a day. Now we've been more at like 11 for a while. So glad to get it back up to the 14, hoping it continues to stay that way. All right. Well, you know, we have an entire to-do list, checklist to get done. So we better get to work. Thank you for taking the time to watch. We'll see you on part 3, where we go over how the next few days of the challenge have gone for us. See you on the next one. Take care. You're not going to say bye?
Bye.